Hi, Abulai. Okay.
Hi, good evening, David. Just a quick suggestion for you to kickstart this session. The session is password protected. Maybe you want to leave it open for those who might not be aware that the password is 1234.
Oh no, man, but no, I'm trying to get it. And no, sure, I'm muted. Ah,
I got that. Thank you, Abulai. I'll look into it now. Thank you.
all right, are we good to go now?
Yes, I believe so. Can
All right,
everybody?
brilliant. All right, thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Right, I want to say a massive welcome to everyone joining us this evening or this morning or this afternoon, depending on wherever you're joining us from. We want to welcome you specially. Welcome to Guru Geeks. We are going to be talking about revolutionizing business with cloud computing and AI models. So, this is just one of several technology topics we've put together as a team to just enlighten our audience and be able to sort of initiate interest and create this environment for curiosity where you can come learn more about some of the services that we provide at GuruGeeks. So it's really a pleasure to have you. We know some of you will probably be catching up and playing this later on. You might just be closing at work right now or probably driving. Not to worry. Feel free to play back this on our YouTube channel at Guru Gigs or even Facebook or Instagram and other social media platforms. So we're really excited to have this session this evening. We believe this is going to be informative. It's going to be very insightful, and there's quite a lot to learn. So if you're currently a business owner or you're looking to maybe set up your own business as a startup or basically operating in diverse kinds of industries like the manufacturing, real estate, healthcare, life science, or whatever sort of industries that you may find yourself, you're very much welcome. Whether you have a small scale business, medium scale, large scale business, it doesn't matter. You definitely still need to know about cloud computing and this advent of AI. How can you basically combine the power of cloud computing, software development, and AI to be able to really harness value for your business and save a lot of money in terms of your operational cost and also set yourself for the future. right? In terms of becoming more efficient and more productive in your business. So we'll try as much as possible to keep this very simple, speak in a language that you understand. Feel free to put your questions in a chat or send us an email at info@gurugisreality.biz, or just simply just you can all probably just reach out to us on our mobile, which is basically +2348061175088. So we're really excited. We have our expert who are ready to take us into this journey of how you can revolutionize your business with cloud computing and AI models. So over to you, David and Charles. Thank you. Or maybe before you even go on, maybe I should just talk briefly about Guru Geeks then. Let me just do this for you. Right. So for those who are wondering, who is Guru Geeks? It's very, very simple. So Guru Geeks is basically an IT services and cloud solutions company. We are more like a consultant. We also provide products, right, IT services, solutions that can help you, become more efficient, or probably just, make your processes faster, improve your time to market, and then probably also maybe save you some cost. So we have diverse kinds of services and product that we provide here at Guru Gigs. You can see on your screen there. Cloud computing, for instance, we get involved in cloud migration, data migration. We help to do some system evaluation and other sort of product assessment. We also develop solutions ourselves. We have several products that we've basically developed in-house, which are ranging from wholesale, retail, manufacturing software applications to ERP, enterprise resource planning software. We also have help desk solutions and several other products that are really relevant and I can really, help you in your day-to-day business. We are also experts when it comes to electrical power systems. These are basically hardware products that are relevant for those who are in the manufacturing industry, real estate, property development, and as well as commercial companies that have a very large and massive buildings. So feel free to reach out to us again. Someone was going to put it in the chat there. You can send us an email at info@gurugisreality.biz, and we can always help you to learn more about what we do. So we'll go straight into the webinar without taking much of your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful introduction. Once again, I hope everybody can hear me. Hi, can everybody hear me, please?
Yes, David, you can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So, briefly, I'm going to be introducing myself and also my colleague, person of Charles, will be introducing himself. So, basically, my name is David Elayo. I'm a cloud DevOps engineer with extensive experience in cloud infrastructure and automation. I have a background in mechanical engineering from Nigeria, where I developed a strong foundation in engineering principle. This background has equipped me with a systematic approach to problem solving and the focus on creating scalable system with an ethical mindset. In my free time, I enjoy playing video games, reading light novels, and following football. Football fan. I'm looking forward to sharing insight and connecting with you all in this session. So thank you very much. I'll be giving it to my colleagues. Charles, are you there?
Yeah, sure, David. Thank you. So, hello, everyone. I am Charles Daudu. My colleague and I are here to share insight on how technology can do the heavy lifting of your businesses so humans won't. I am a software engineer consultant with over 6 years of experience. Utilizing softwares to help businesses streamline their processes and procedures that involves their day-to-day activities with their businesses. Charles Daudu has his first degree in industrial engineering, where I was equipped with the knowledge to manage processes and procedures that has to do with automation in manufacturing, for example, that is in the engineering field. And also as a software engineer, I haven't worked with multiple industries in tech. Currently working with Guru Geeks as a software engineer. I I have the vast knowledge in helping businesses utilize the importance of softwares to create a wider reach for their businesses in the tech world. Then, as a person, personally, in my free time, I love to watch football. I love to play football as well. And I love traveling because I feel traveling is also part of education, as we all know. And traveling has helped me to actually understand the perspective from which people outside my own environment also see things from their own lenses as well. So, myself and my colleague this evening will be happy to share with you the importance of automation and AI in terms of building a dominance in the market in whichever businesses you run, maybe big or small, and we are happy to do that this evening. Thank you very much. So, David, over to you.
Thank you very, very much, Charles. That was a nice one. So we don't waste too much of our time. Let's move to the next slide. So we're talking about the benefit of cloud computing in business transformation. Okay, so basically, we want to discuss the business, discuss the benefit you gain from using cloud computing and how it enhances your business transformation. So we'll be talking about cost efficiency. So basically, in the cloud, in cloud computing, you are only paying, one of the benefits you enjoy is you are only paying for the resources you use. For an instance, imagine your business is starts from 9 to 5. um, when no one is in the office, one of the advantage of cloud computing is you can just quickly switch off your server, which saves you a cost. You can switch off your server from 5:30 in the evening to 8:30 the next morning, which means you're only paying for the resources you're using from 9 a.m. in the morning till 5 p.m. in the evening, which has saved you almost about from the time from 5:30 to around 9:30 thereabout. There are around 12 hours thereabout, which has saved you a considerable amount of cost. Now, and when we talk about scalability and flexibility, now, let me give you an instance. So imagine we're in a period of Christmas where you have to have promotion for your business. You're going to have some certain number of discounts which people wants to enjoy, which means there's going to be many traffic on your website. For an example, maybe you're running an e-commerce website. So, and you're having maybe a Black Friday discount or a November discount. Now, you're going to be experiencing much traffic. So one of the benefits of cloud computing is for the period of where you're going to be experiencing traffic in this period of December, you cloud computing has made it possible for you to just create enough resources for your peak hours when you know you're going to be having much uptime in your servers in your resources. So it which makes at the point where you have maximum number of traffic, your resources is able to automatically scale up to handle that traffic, and there is no downtime on your website, on your e-commerce website, or your application, and it's flexible enough to adjust itself when your uptime is down, when you don't have much customer, when you're off your peak hours. Now your the cloud computing helps you scale in, which means you're only paying for what you use, as I mentioned earlier, so which will save you cost on the long run. Now when we talk about um enhanced security, say based on statistics, it is obvious that cybersecurity and cyber theft is on the rise. So the cloud service provider have ensured that through passing through several regulation compliance, they've made sure that the cloud environment is secure enough to host and manage your application, which means that you as a user now you have shared responsibility. Maybe in this case, Guru can deploy your application, can ensure that all your service ports protect you from DDoS attacks on your website, and where you have your service cloud service provider can secure the infrastructure, can secure are responsible to help secure the infrastructure, the hardware infrastructure on their private data center, and you can be rest assured that all your data is encrypted, all network procedure that are put in place to protect your data. So you can be rest assured that your data is in the safe hand. So that's one of also the benefit of cloud computing. Now, lastly, when we talk about global reach, so one of the advantage of cloud computing is everywhere your customer is trying to access your application, your website. Imagine your company is Nigeria, your website is Nigeria, but you have customers from UK, Iran, anywhere in the world. So one of the advantage of cloud computing is the reachability. Now, all customer in the world, as I mentioned earlier, is able to access your app and still experience the kind of low latency they you accessing the application from Nigeria will also experience. Where that's where the advantage of global reach comes in. So now, thank you very much. Let's move to the next slide. So now I'm going to be talking about automated deployment using infrastructure as code. Now, what do we say infrastructure as code is? So, IAC in short is used to automate the setup and management of infrastructure using code, ensuring consistency, speed, and easy scalability. So now, in this simple scenario, I want to be able to deploy my infrastructure as fast as possible. I want to imagine you're running a massive infrastructure for an ERP where you have to have multiple servers, you have to do your network configuration, protect your data, protect your network from DDoS attack and the rest. And you don't want to do that continuously for maybe or maybe multiple applications at the same time, but you want like a template. Now, you can use the infrastructure as code to just write it once. That's where we have the benefit of efficiency, faster setup and deployment. You have consistency. Now, I want to reduce error anytime I'm running that template. Now, I can I want to reduce error in consistent environment. So if I'm able to do it once, write my infrastructure as code once, and I'm able to guarantee everything is functional, it means I can deploy that same template IAC everywhere, and the same thing will happen. Now it is easy to scale to meet your demands. So we have some example of IAC tools. We have the Terraform, which is the most popular. We have CloudFormation for AWS. So Terraform is very, very popular because as you can see in the diagram to the right, you can use it with any of the environment, AWS, Azure, and GCP. While you have the other example, CloudFormation, which is strictly for AWS. So Terraform, you can deploy use to AWS. Just need to change the Terraform provider, and voila, you're good to go to deploy to any environment. So now, how does automated deployment saves you to your business? How does it transform your business? So imagine the scenario where you want to deploy your application. Now, I want to deploy it once. I can just write my IAC just once. Now, now I don't have to come back again to for the same infrastructure or similar infrastructure and start writing. Right, immediately I can just look for the same template which has been saved. As we said, efficiency as one of the benefits. I can just deploy the infrastructure again, which saves you time on the long run and which saves you cost. Now let's go to the next slide. So we're going to be talking about cloud um, plus AI feature proofing your business. So we're going to be starting from the right. So GuruGis as a business have done something using AI, which just serves as a proof of concept. So now I'm just going to be walking through the diagram and giving you a summary. Now, from the cloud, from my left, you can see the cloud engineer is able to access the Amazon Lex. So the Amazon Lex is basically the what this diagram stands for is Grokis has been able to build a descriptive chatbot. So to enhance customer service and streamline support operations, it can answer common questions, assist interaction, and provide 24/7 of support. So imagine in your business, you want to be able to you don't want to have a massive customer support humans that will have to respond to all customer query. Now Guru Geeks has been able to build a massive chatbot that from the from your customers from the comfort of their homes, anywhere they are, can just simply just come. They need to ask questions like what does Guru Geeks do, what is, for example, what is Guru Geeks about, what kind of service do they offer. Now, can they build me a website? And immediately in milliseconds they are getting an answer. So now they don't need to come and meet me, the business owner, to say, oh, now you have to get my number on my website and have to call me and say, yes, now I can build you the website. This chatbot already solves that problem for you. So, and it improved customer experience since they're having instant response to the inquiry. They don't need to wait 3 days to make business decisions because they need answer some questions from you. Cost efficiency reduces the need for large support team by automating routine questions. Scalability can handle multiple queries simultaneously, allowing business to support more customers without additional resources. So as I was saying before, yeah, now we have the Amazon Lex, which is the backbone of our descriptive chatbot. We have the Lambda, which is a serverless compute service, which is just to respond to very vast queries that Amazon Lex will be requiring in milliseconds. Now, I don't want to go deep into explaining what Lambda and Amazon Lex does. I'm just going to be giving you a brief insight. So now we in the box in the middle we have the X3 web UI artifact. This is where the code for the AI chatbot is being stored. Now we have the cloud front. Now, in the other slide, we mentioned about global reach. Now, how do we achieve that? This is how we achieve that using CloudFront, CDN. This is just for low latency. This is what we use. This is an AWS provided service. So this is to give you a very low latency to all your customers accessing the application from anywhere in the world, no matter where your business is, no matter where your website is being deployed. So we need this CloudFront here so that your customer can experience low latency. And we have your cloud watch, which is for monitoring your services. How is my AI chatbot performing? I want to see the data report from a week, a month, and so on. We have the IAM role and permission. Now I want to limit the permission of what the who can access and who can do what in my AI chatbot. So we have the cloud formation, as I mentioned earlier, when we were talking about the IAC, infrastructure as code. So this was deployed using cloud formation. As I mentioned earlier, cloud formation is for AWS. So on my left, you can see we mentioned we're talking about AI and future proofing your business. So you can see from the diagram below, I have from the cloud and I have AI, and you can see the business growth. So basically, AI is here to drive your business, to make your business experience massive growth. So, and we have some benefits: AI powered insight, operational efficiency, AI and automation streamline your workflow, innovation agility, faster time to market. So rapid deployment of your solutions. You can just have the idea. You don't need to think of having your data center now. At a click of a button, voila, you have your infrastructure. So now I'm going to move into the next slide. So now I'm going to be passing the button to my colleague Charles to walk you through the slide. Charles, are you there?
Yeah, David, thank you once more, and nice presentation so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would be taking us on this journey now to talk about the role of automation in modern software development, right? And on this particular slide, I will be talking about the power of technology in businesses and also the CI/CD integration to foster new business features and also AI and automation for modern business support. But before I take us through these technical terms, I wouldn't want to bore us with all these technical words and jargons. So I would like to break the whole idea behind this particular slide so we can all get it much more better. First of all, I would like to talk about the fact that we will need to understand the importance of software to businesses. Now, in our modern world, businesses are not only local anymore, because if I am in Nigeria and I have a business, I would want that business to reach to, let's say, European audience in the United States, right? So software has actually become the backbone of modern businesses. Why? Because it enables companies to operate efficiently, scale easily, and also adapt quickly to the ever-changing markets, right? Because you can actually have a software where you advertise your, let's say you are into clothing, right? I have a website, for example, where my audience, my prospective customers can actually visit to get any of their products, any of my product actually. And then I want to reach out to a wider audience. Without software, I might have a shop, let's say a clothing store in my country here in Nigeria, and then there is no way that store can be able to reach out to audience or prospective customers outside Africa, even outside Nigeria. But software, being the backbone of modern day businesses, has actually made that possible, because with my application where I am showcasing all my products, just like Amazon, you can actually get whatever thing you want from Amazon from anywhere in the world. That is how important software is to businesses these days. So now, what are these importance, and where are they actually affecting businesses? One, it is the efficiency part of it. What do I mean? Software has allowed businesses to kind of automate repetitive tasks, and thereby saving time and also reducing human error. Because unlike currently, where you have an ERP solution, just as Guru Geeks has one currently in use by various businesses out there. We have an ERP application. Now, an ERP application is a software that helps with automating the process of selling your, let's say, for example, food items to your prospective customers or to your customers. And then the system is also involved in taking payment and also sending invoices based on orders and sales. Now, without such software, imagine having to deal with millions or thousands of customers queuing in front of your store trying to purchase whatever product you are trying to sell. It won't be an easy task, right? And it won't be that efficient. And there is calculations and all that. But with softwares, this whole process has been properly managed, and it has actually helped to reduce time, right? Then also competitive advantage. Now, you have many businesses towing the same path, selling the same product, but there is one way you can be unique, one way you can be different from your competitors, right? And it is you utilizing softwares for your businesses, because you don't expect me to leave a platform like Amazon, where I can get any product of my choice and then start going from one country to another, trying to get vendors who would sell the same product. I can easily, at the comfort of my home, just order from Amazon to start looking for how I can get those businesses from those vendors wherever they are, right? So if you also have businesses, if you have businesses that needs to reach a lot of audience outside your environment, software would make that very much easy for you. I believe even those persons with smaller businesses who sell on WhatsApp status, they are trying to reach out to audiences, right? Imagine without that WhatsApp status, you would have to be moving from maybe one street to another trying to advertise your goods. But now you have your WhatsApp status where you can now reach out to your contacts without even visiting them. Now imagine if you now give such a project to Guru Geeks to help you build a reliable website, where you now post the link to your website on that your status, and your contacts are then driven to that website. And on that website, you also have an automated chat where they tend to ask you questions that relate to getting a product, and then that bot, that AI bot, respond to your customers without even you interfering. That would make your whole life easy and smooth, right? Instead of you trying to kind of respond to 1,000 DMs in your WhatsApp. That is the role of software, right? And scalability. What is scalability in this form? As business grows, software solution can also expand with them. That also takes us to adding new features to your already existing application. If you have one already, imagine telling Guru Gigs, okay, I have this application, right? This application do X, Y, Z, and I want to add another feature to this application because my customers are requesting for this particular feature. With software, it is easily manageable. It expands as your business expands, because if it is a physical store, even though you might still need that, you would need to be thinking of how to expand that particular space to fit in the new additions you are about to bring into your business, right? That is how important software is to our business. Now, let me discuss the importance of automation and AI to software development itself. Now, your web application or your software application that you have needs to go through a particular process before they are appealing to your customer. And this particular process is the software development life cycle, right? And now, what is the importance of AI these days and automation in software development? AI and automation are revolutionizing software. How? Now, the development process is much more easier and reliable and even faster. Why? Because I don't need to manually test any feature that the developers has actually developed multiple times by a QA tester, trying to figure out if the feature is actually carrying out the task it is supposed to solve, right? Or the problem it is supposed to solve. With an automated process, this whole procedure can be carried, the development, the deployment can be carried out seemingly without having any thing to worry about, maybe in terms of deficiency. And that is where the CI/CD comes into play, the continuous integration and continuous deployment. And this process helps the whole process of adding new feature to your application much more faster, right? And secondly, it reduces error. Yes, we all know that without the AI, you would have to test every feature you are adding after development, after the code is set. You have to test if the development team gets the whole idea right before you even shun it out to your customers. But with AI and automation process coming into software development, we now have tools that can even analyze the codes written by your developers. It can also predict bugs, right? It can also give you heads up on bugs that might arise from the codes that the development team has actually written so far. And that way, it will suggest fixes before the issue even become costly, because you wouldn't want to deploy a feature and all of a sudden you are now getting feedbacks from your own customers of how that particular feature is not even solving the problem it is meant to solve, but rather it is even creating more problems to your application, right? But with this automated process, you get to know about this box, and then it suggests the fixes, and that is immediately tackled even before your software solution is added to your live environment, where your customers now get to use this whole application. Now, in all of this, what is now the benefit of this process to our business? There are two things I would love to actually talk about, which is the competitive advantage. Yes, I have mentioned it before. I want to add a new feature. I have an application built for me by Guru Geeks, right? I am into clothing, right? And all of a sudden, I saw with the feedback, even with the AI and automation charts that are added, that is actually added as a feature to my application, I get feedbacks on what customers are searching for when they visit my application. With that, I should get information on the next features I should be adding to my application, right? Now, I now get to know that, okay, I want to add shoes to not just the clothes or the shirts, the polos that I'm selling, right? I want to add shoes to my products, right? Through the feedbacks I got from my users. And now I want to contact Guru Geeks. I want to add another section to my application that displays shoes alone and also carry out the process of selling, receiving payments, and also sending invoices, right? This whole process can be added in no time. All of a sudden, your customers visit your application, and the new addition, the new feature comes up as a pop-up to them, notification telling them just go through this other route, and you would see the new features. We now sell shoes. We now do this, right? Now, this whole procedure might take a longer time without automation before the developers are done with the code. Imagine you having a budget of probably 2 weeks for this feature to be added to your application, right? Now, if we are to follow the old route, the old way of doing things, it might take more than 2 weeks, because before the developers are done with coding, before the QA testers are start testing to see if there are bugs and all that, I bet you 2 weeks is done. But with this automated process, when the developers are writing codes and pushing those new changes to GitHub, the automated process takes effect immediately. And then those codes are verified to be working as they should. And then the whole process is working as they are supposed to. And before you know, even before that 2 weeks, that new feature would have been included in your live environment. That is how important this whole automation process eases us in software development. And lastly, it will be the cost savings and efficiency, right? We all know that if you are to follow the old route, it might cost you more, because if the projected days of adding this feature has actually passed without accomplishing this whole idea, it will cost you more to keep the development team working on that same feature for some other time, right? But with this automated process, you are rest assured that if I have a budget of, let's say, $2,000 for this feature, I am sure that in that 2 weeks, Guru Geeks will be able to complete that additional feature without any story, without any form of delay. That alone will reduce you, or would have cut you some cost, right? And that is how important AI and automation is to software development, and that in turn add some advantages to businesses as well. Just as I've mentioned, imagine you have a small business in your WhatsApp, and then you want to move that idea to a much more better platform where you can reach wider audiences. You want to build a website, and we do that for you. It would not take time before your customers start utilizing this software, and you start reaping, should I say, the gain from this particular procedure. So I hope this whole idea have been able to shape your mindset on how important software is to businesses, and how AI and automation has actually also helped the process of building softwares to meet business needs. Thank you very much. So, David, I hope I have done justice to this. So, if you also have questions, you do well to throw that at us, and let's make this whole webinar a conversation other than just presentation, right? So, thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. So we're moving to the next question and answer, as Charles mentioned. So, any question? I hope everybody can hear me. So, do you have any questions? Okay. Any question from anybody? I hope everybody can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any question, AJ? What do we have
Um,
on board? Okay, so I can see some questions in the chat. What are the downside for side of hosting my application in the cloud? Okay, so okay, can everybody hear me? I hope everybody can
Yes,
hear me.
loud and
Yeah.
clear, loud and clear.
Basically, there is no downside for using the using hosting your application in cloud. So we've mentioned some advantage. So the only difference is now we are using a public cloud. So one of, I would say, disadvantage, but not totally a disadvantage, is you're trading your KPIs for OPEX, which means you are not you are not the one managing the infrastructure. So, in a sense, your data security is still a shared responsibility. Part of it is still in the hands of the cloud provider. But as I mentioned, they've gone through various compliance processes, the GDPR, the NGDPR. So they're satisfied to be able to handle your data. So it's not like a disadvantage per se. And I would say you're using pay as you go methodology. So you're paying for all the resources you use. You're not really managing the data center. You're not really managing the server. So you're only paying for the usage. Does that help? And one of the advantage of cloud is the high availability. So you don't have to worry that my application is going down. So based on your configuration. So the only advantage is you knowing how to manage your resources on using the cloud, you knowing how to navigate. So because if you can't navigate properly and don't know how to use your resources efficiently, you might start paying more on the long run, and it looks like, oh, you're really paying more. But there's many advantage than, I won't say disadvantage, but your many use, it depends on your usage. Does that answer your question, Abulare? You can put in the chat if that answers your question. Okay, so let's take AWS for the example. AWS offer 99.9 SLA, service level agreement, for various resources, which means I think for AWS maybe just a 0.099% chance of your resources being unavailable. So that's one of the advantage. And one thing is about this, the public cloud, is the data center is just not tied down to a single region. So they have data centers all over the country, so you are even protected from zonal failures. Maybe a data center is experiencing hurricane, experiencing tsunamis, so you have all the data center in the whole world that can take the place. And you also have your application up and running. So basically, you are assured with the SLA of 99.995%. Does that answer your question, Peter? Okay, thank you very much. So I'm just going to put, so if you have more inquiries, so I'm going to be putting in the chat now. You can send an email to info@gurugigsroyalty.biz. So for more inquiry, do you want to know more about what it entails to build a website, an application, and ERP? You want to build your own chatbot, so you can reach out to us. Okay, so let me send this to everybody. To everyone. Okay, so I hope everybody can find it on the chat. Dot bees. Okay. So any other question, please? Any other question?
Um, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Abolore.
Oh, okay. Thank you, David. And this question is to the software engineer, particularly Charles. Wonderful presentation, by the way. So I just wanted to confirm. Let's say I run a business now, and I'm looking to start small and just scale up. What would you advise? Building my own software solution with GrowGeeks, or maybe leveraging or existing solutions out there. So what would you say? What would you recommend for me to at least get my business running? And what could be the downsides or the benefits of either of the two?
Well, thank you for that question, Abolore. The truth is, everyone wants to have this sort of command over your personal business data and the activities that are going on in your own application and how you want it to actually solve problems out there, right? So the best option would be for you to build your own application to solve whichever problem you feel you want to solve with your application. With Guru Gigs, it will be the best option because we would build this application to meet up with your own criteria, and then you have access to your own data, and you sort of have all the control over where your data is stored and how to manage the whole data coming in into your application. I think it would be best to data sort of don't have control over your own data, and we things happen, right? Applications servers might go down wherever you have this application control over it. But with your application, you can quickly resolve that if something like that or by also reach out to Google Gig. Hey, my customers are having difficulties with this and this that. Your software was built by this company. We can and resolve them without wasting much time. And I believe that will be the best thing for your own business, right? If you think through it. So I believe that helps as well.
All right. Thank you very much for that response, Charles. Appreciate it.
Any other question? Okay, so just to top it up before we round up, based on your question, Abulari, so I believe you selecting if you're going to be using a generic application or a custom built one really depends on you. So Agorigis as a company, we have ready-made applications, several ready-made applications. You can go through, you can send an email to at info@gorogis.biz or go to our social media website. You will see some of our posts out there talking about some other website. In fact, we have like a retail application currently out there, Excel application, which is an e-commerce application and with massive inventory management and also other custom features. So really, it depends on it depends on one which field um, you're really into. Are you into manufacturing? Are you into retail? Now, if you meet GuruGeeks, you'll be able to see your requirements. We're going to be giving you various options. Now, it now depends on your capability for a startup. Do you want a custom one that we can build to cater for your specific need? Or do you want a generic one where is ready to go? You just need to pay for the license and you are good to go. Does that help, Abolore?
Yeah, absolutely, David. That helps. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other question? Okay, if there another question, I want to say massive thank you for everybody for joining us on this webinar. We appreciate you, every one of you, everybody joining this meeting and going to be watching the recording later. We say thank you, and we expect more from us. We're still going to be doing this webinar, and you can just follow us at on all social media at Guru Geeks Royale, Guru Geeks at Guru Geeks on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. So you can follow up on our next webinar and all our social media posts. So thank you very, very much for joining, and thank you very much for watching. I've enjoyed the rest of your day. Thank you very much.